Have you ever felt a sudden shift in your heart, as if life is about to take a new direction, but you can't quite understand why? Perhaps you've experienced restlessness, seen repeated signs, or felt a strong pull towards something greater. These aren't coincidences, they're messages from Allah. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sends signs to prepare us for the changes He has destined. The Quran reminds us, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and the day, are signs for those of understanding." Surah Ali Imran 190. Before every major change, whether it's a challenge, a blessing, or a turning point, Allah provides guidance. But how often do we recognize and act on these divine signs? Today, we'll uncover the signs Allah sends and how they can transform your life, if only you pause, reflect, and respond. Life is full of ups and downs, but have you ever wondered how perfectly everything falls into place, even during chaos? That's the wisdom of Allah at work. Allah's guidance is all around us, woven into every moment of our lives. But to truly understand His signs, we must open our hearts to the reality that nothing happens without His will. The Quran beautifully emphasizes this. And we show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Surah Fussilat 53. This ayah reminds us that Allah doesn't just guide us in obvious ways. His signs are everywhere, in the world around us, in the events we experience, and even in the feelings we carry deep inside. When Allah prepares you for a major change in life, it's not random. Sometimes He shakes up your comfort to realign you with His plan. Other times, He plants seeds of inspiration in your heart, a sudden desire to do better, or an overwhelming sense of peace in the middle of chaos. These are not coincidences. They're divine interventions meant to steer you toward growth, blessings, and purpose. But Allah's signs often come quietly. Recognizing them requires patience, reflection, and faith. Today, we'll explore how these signs manifest and how understanding them can strengthen your connection with Allah, ensuring you face every change with trust in His perfect plan. Have you ever wondered why Allah sends signs before major life changes? These divine messages are not random. They carry deep wisdom and purpose. Allah, in His infinite mercy, knows that as humans, we need preparation, reassurance, and direction when life is about to shift dramatically. His signs serve as a gentle nudge, reminding us of His presence and guiding us toward what's best for our dunya and akhirah. One of the primary purposes of these signs is to prepare us for transformation. Major life changes can often feel overwhelming, but Allah's signs act as subtle indicators, helping us mentally and spiritually ready ourselves for what lies ahead. Whether it's a new beginning, a test of patience, or an opportunity for growth, Allah ensures that we are not left in the dark. Another purpose is to draw us closer to Him. Times of change often lead to introspection. When Allah sends signs, it's a chance for us to reconnect with Him. These moments urge us to seek His guidance, increase our dua, and place our trust in Him completely. Allah says in the Quran, "And whoever relies upon Allah, He will suffice him." Surah At-Talaq 3. His signs are a reminder that He is always in control, and no matter how uncertain life feels, His plan is always perfect. Sometimes the signs come as tests or challenges. These moments are designed to strengthen our faith and patience. They teach us to trust Allah's wisdom, even when things don't go as we expect. It's in these trials that we grow the most, learning to surrender our fears and rely solely on Allah's decree. Lastly, Allah's signs serve as guidance. They help redirect our lives toward a better path, often one we wouldn't have chosen on our own. Sometimes we experience setbacks or closed doors, only to find that they were Allah's way of saving us from harm and leading us to something greater. When you begin to recognize Allah's signs, You'll see His mercy and love in every situation. These signs remind us that life isn't random. It's beautifully orchestrated by the one who knows what's best for us. Trust in His signs, and you'll find peace in His plan, even in the midst of change. Recognizing Allah's signs is a deeply spiritual practice that requires awareness, patience, and a heart attuned to divine guidance. Allah's signs aren't always dramatic. Often, they are subtle, tucked into the fabric of everyday life. Understanding these signs can transform how you perceive life's events and strengthen your connection with Allah. One of the most common ways Allah sends signs is through inner feelings and intuition. Have you ever felt restless or uneasy for no apparent reason? That's often a signal for reflection, a reminder to examine your life and ensure you're on the right path. Similarly, a sudden spark of inspiration or the urge to change something in your life could be Allah's way of preparing you for growth. For example, you might feel an unshakable desire to start praying more regularly or to mend a broken relationship. These feelings aren't random, they're divine nudges calling you toward improvement. Another way Allah sends signs is through challenges and setbacks. It may seem counterintuitive, but difficulties often serve as wake-up calls. Losing a job, facing a failed relationship, or dealing with health issues might feel like setbacks, but they are often signs that Allah is redirecting you to something better. For instance, a loss could be Allah's way of protecting you from harm or teaching you resilience for a future blessing. Sometimes, signs manifest as opportunities that come out of nowhere. Have you ever been presented with an unexpected chance that aligns perfectly with what you needed at that moment? Perhaps a new job opens up, a person offers you advice that changes your perspective, or you receive an invitation that leads to a major breakthrough. These are Allah's ways of showing you that He is actively involved in your journey. Lastly, Allah often sends repeated signs or patterns. When the same message keeps appearing, whether through people, events, or even things you read, it's a clear indication that Allah wants you to pay attention. For example, if you keep hearing about the importance of patience, it might be a sign that you're about to face a situation where patience will be essential. Recognizing these signs requires mindfulness. Take time to reflect on the events in your life, connect with the Quran, and seek Allah's guidance in prayer. When you open your heart to Him, you'll begin to see how He is always guiding you, even in ways you may not have noticed before. When Allah sends signs, how we respond determines whether we grow closer to Him or miss the blessings He has planned for us. Recognizing a sign is just the first step. Acting upon it with faith and sincerity is where transformation truly begins. The most important response is to turn to Allah in dua. Acknowledge the sign and seek guidance directly from Him. Say, Ya Allah, guide me to understand what you want from me and grant me the strength to follow the right path. Dua is your most powerful tool. It connects you to Allah and brings clarity in times of uncertainty. Next, engage in istikhara prayer, especially when facing a major decision. The purpose of istikhara is to seek Allah's wisdom and ask Him to steer you toward what is best for your life and your akhirah. Trust that the outcome, whether it aligns with your desires or not, is what Allah knows is best for you. Another critical step is to increase your connection with the Quran and Salah. The Quran is a source of divine guidance, and its verses can often provide the clarity you seek. Similarly, Salah isn't just a ritual, it's a direct line to Allah. In times of confusion or change, perform extra prayers, especially tahajjud, to draw closer to Him. Lastly, have tawakkul, trust in Allah. Responding to Allah's signs requires complete reliance on Him, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Remember, Allah's plan is always better than ours. The Quran reassures us, and whoever puts their trust in Allah, He alone is sufficient for them. Surah At-Talaq 3. By responding with faith, reflection, and action, you'll find peace in Allah's plan, no matter where it leads you. Let me share a story that illustrates how Allah sends signs before a major life change, guiding us even when we don't immediately understand His plan. There was a young man named Ahmed, a hard-working individual who had always dreamed of opening his own business. Despite his efforts, life seemed to constantly throw him setbacks. He lost his stable job unexpectedly, his savings dwindled, and he faced rejection after rejection in his job hunt. Ahmed began to feel hopeless and questioned why Allah was testing him so severely. One night, in deep frustration, Ahmed turned to Allah in dua. He prayed, "Ya Allah, show me the way. Guide me to what's best for me." That night, something unusual happened. Ahmed had a vivid dream in which he saw himself planting seeds in barren land. And after some time, those seeds grew into a lush garden. He woke up feeling a strange sense of peace, but didn't understand the meaning of the dream. Over the next few weeks, Ahmed began noticing repeated signs in his daily life. A friend mentioned a vacant shop for rent. Articles about small business success stories kept popping up on his newsfeed. Even during his Quran recitation, he came across verses that reminded him of patience, trust, and how Allah provides for His servants in unexpected ways. These patterns felt like more than coincidences. With newfound determination, Ahmed decided to take a leap of faith. He used the little savings he had left and rented the shop to start a modest business. At first, things were slow, but over time, his business grew beyond his imagination. Today, Ahmed runs a successful enterprise and often reflects on how Allah prepared him for this journey. The setbacks he faced weren't punishments. They were signs to redirect him towards something greater. Losing his job pushed him to rely entirely on Allah and pursue his true calling. The dream, the repeated reminders, and even the challenges were all Allah's way of guiding him. This story is a reminder that Allah's signs often lead us to blessings we never anticipated. If we trust Him and take action, even in the face of uncertainty, we'll find that His plan is always better than ours. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, but nothing happens without Allah's divine wisdom. The signs He sends aren't just random occurrences, they're personalized messages from your Creator, meant to guide you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what's to come. Trust that Allah sees what you cannot, and when He calls you toward change, it's always for your ultimate benefit. When you notice these signs, don't ignore them. Turn to Allah with sincerity and seek His guidance. Start by making dua, performing istikhara, and increasing your connection with the Quran. These small steps can transform your understanding and lead you to the blessings Allah has already written for you. Remember, Allah promises in the Quran, "So remember me, I will remember you." Surah Al-Baqarah, 152. By acting on His signs, you're not only taking a step toward change, but also building a deeper relationship with your Creator. Today, I invite you to reflect on the signs in your life. Are there patterns, feelings, or events calling you towards something greater? Take a moment to pause, pray, and act. Trust Allah's plan, and you'll discover the peace and purpose He has in store for you. For